7 days ago, I decided I was going to try and learn the world's most extreme vocal techniques. Working through crazy tutorials. Oh my god. Embarrassing practice routines. Even getting the advice of a professional vocal coach.
The short answer is stop caring and just do it.
All because at the end of this week, I have to track some vocals and I want to give the best performance that I've ever given. Now, that all sounds easy enough, but it didn't quite start off that way. I think a good place to start would be to kind of see where I'm up to now. You know, I'm self-taught, I've just kind of winged it at this point. Let's see what I can do right now.
You know it's time to speak your mind. I'm sick of all the bullshit. Time to grow a fucking backbone. Say what's inside. It's time to not give a fuck. Have a bit of self-respect for once in your life. Just keep your fucking mouth shut. Fuck you, no more backing down. Inside the silence that's in my ear.
Oh, I'm not used to singing back-to-back lines. As you can see, I'm out of breath. Jesus. Normally, when I take stuff and when I write stuff, I'll do it line by line, so then it's super easy. But when you've got to sing all the lines one after the other, that's a totally different thing altogether. I couldn't hit what I wanted to hit. Looks like I've got some work to do then, I think. And that was an understatement, because I knew something wasn't right, so I had to go back to the beginning. It's apparent that I've got some things I need to work on. Even just singing a little bit right there has kind of made my throat a bit sore, and I'm not entirely sure if that's meant to happen or if there's a way I can avoid doing that. The other thing was I couldn't string together multiple screams in a row without kind of fucking up, basically. I think we're gonna have to go back to the very basics and learn just how to do this properly. So I went to the most reliable place for information on the internet. I'm having a look on Reddit to see if I can find the best way to get started. It says here that there's some good resources, some good YouTube channels. So I kind of think like the natural step for me now is to check out some of these tutorials and see if I can find one and have a go at that. Start out with the fundamentals, practice those, make sure I'm doing it right, and then build up to where I'm trying to be. Let's get stuck in. Now, when you're talking about vocals, almost everybody says the first thing you got to do is warm up properly. So I'm going to follow this guide from Will Ramos and learn how to warm up for extreme vocals. Okay. So he's doing some like lip trills and he's moving his voice up and down his range into the highest and to the lowest, up and down. Let's give that a go then, I guess. I can't even get the fucking... Okay. Okay, that was a little bit better. What's next?
All right.
Okay.
Do that for a couple minutes just to get nice...
What's he going to do with this straw?
Next.
Okay.
We're going 30 seconds. Nice and slow. Not too fast, not too slow. We'll do that.
Okay. So it looks like he's blowing through a straw for 30 seconds. Okay. Well, I don't have a straw, so I can't practice this one. But okay, fair enough. What's next?
Going to go straight into this where you do the same exact
Okay.
thing. But with
He's
a little
got the
bit more
straw into a drink. Okay, so if you actually listen, he's doing the trill, but just through the straw into water. So he's going, but like into water through a straw. I do really want to try this out with the straw.
size. Ooh.
Size. Okay. He makes it look so easy. Okay, I think my voice is pretty warmed up now, so let's move on to actually learning how to achieve the scream sound properly.
Hey, Chris Lipe here. In this video, we are working on how to sing aggressively, screaming, shouting, adding distortion to our voice without trashing our voice.
Yes, Chris.
So we can come alive!
I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to come alive.
And all of the problems that come about when someone's trying to figure out how to sing in these ways really stem from one issue.
Yes. Chris, tell me the issue.
We are looking out at someone we like, a vocal sound that we like, who is singing intensely, and we're making assumptions about how things should feel in our own voice without really knowing anything based on what we hear them doing.
That is exactly what I'm doing. I'm copying what I liked the sound of, and I'm trying to replicate that voice. That's where I'm going wrong.
I'm going to make a lot of goofy noises. You should too.
Oh, I'm so ready. I'm so ready to make goofy noises for you, Chris.
This is a process of self-discovery for you, for anybody watching these videos. If you're not willing to make stupid noises and make a fool of yourself, you are not going to be able to do this. The first thing we want to do is become intimately aware of how our break works. Stay with me. This is important.
What's a break?
The break.
Right, I have to try this. Honestly, I just can't stop laughing at myself. It's actually very hard to get. There it is. There's my break. Can you hear that in my voice? It's starting to break. Oh my god. Okay, I've learned how to break my voice. Step 1, break your voice.
The next thing I want to dive into and experiment with is my vocal fry.
Vocal fry.
And fry.
So vocal fry is something that I've heard of before. It's like basically the first thing anybody ever talks about when they talk about screaming.
That's vocal fry. You can discover that when you...
Fries. I'll take a side of fries. The sound that you get when you do this with your voice.
We're going to harness and live in the middle of that while we use just the right pressure from our support muscles.
Okay. See, now this is going to be the hardest part, is actually controlling that zone.
Once I find that little break point and then add fry to it.
I'll try hitting the break first and then adding the fry to it. So fry, and then you've got there you go. I've got the fry with the thing. I think that was it.
As I start adding pressure down here, it starts to become more consistently broken up.
Oh, we're getting somewhere now, Chris. Let me try that. Oh my god! It fucking worked! Yeah! I think I got it.
There it is. Right?
There it is, Chris.
I'm not actually singing that
there
loud.
It is. I think I've got a pretty good handle on what he's getting across there. Let's see if there's any other...
Hey, Chris Lipe here with special guest Will Ramos.
What's going on?
See, now that's... I so want to learn how to do that. I want to learn how to do that fucking demon scream.
For me, when it comes to doing growls, there's 3 steps. I start out very simply, and it almost sounds like I would describe it as like a very bad scream, because it's I'm not really trying too hard. Sigh into it.
Let's try that. No, see, I'm constricting too much there. See, I run out of breath. How do you not run out of breath?
Right?
Just like try and think about it as if like when you're doing that, yes, you are doing that constriction, but you're also, because normally when you sigh, you just let out all the air. But you're constricting it, and you're almost adding that little, whatever everybody has their own word for it to be, pushing downwards on your diaphragm.
Use your poop muscles.
Your poop muscles, exactly.
Poop muscles, boys. I think I found it. Yes, there it is. Found it.
You know, a big thing that people do and what messes them up, and I mean, obviously we can go more into depth with this later.
Yeah.
You push too hard. And that is what will absolutely destroy you.
See, now that's what actually really hurt me before, was that I think when I was practicing, I pushed too hard. See, if you notice this about him, so they've not talked about it, but looking at Will's lips, the shape that he makes also has so much effect on how it sounds. Like he's just the shape of my mouth is affecting the scream so much, which is something I've just noticed from watching.
And then step 3 is moving the mouth around, right?
Step 3.
I fucking called it. I've definitely realized where I'm going a bit wrong with what I've been doing before, and I've got some stuff to work on now. But just because I know what I need to work on now doesn't mean that I can now scream the way I want to. So I needed to come up with an idea. Honestly, that tutorial was really helpful. Now I feel like I can access the sound that I'm trying to get to the right way, if that makes sense. But the problem is I'm very inconsistent with it. Sometimes I'll try and achieve a certain sound, and then I'll try and do it again and again, and then all 3 times could be completely different sounding. So in my mind, that's just a practice thing, and I've still got a couple of days left to practice, so I'm hoping that that will be enough time to really gain better control over my voice. And I think the best way to do that would be to create some sort of practice routine. So that's exactly what I did, and I created the ultimate extreme, what was it called? The ultimate extreme practice guide for large vocals. Step 1, find a safe location. Not only have I come to an empty car park, but I've got myself a drink and a straw. This'll probably do. Because it's important for you to feel comfortable when you are screaming and making strange noises. Step 2, warm up. Oh my god. Oh shit, it's going everywhere. Step 3, vocal exercises. Because you know what they say, practice makes perfect. Yes, the vocal fry. Put them together. That was good. I was pushing with my poop muscles. And finally, step 4, put it all together. Let's try throwing all that together. I need some words. Let's go with, I'm sitting in the car park screaming like a tit.
I'm sitting in the car park screaming like a tit.
But after a couple of days of practice, I encountered a problem. I think that maybe I've got a little bit too hard on my voice in the practice sessions. I'm worried that if I keep practicing at the intensity that I am doing, that I'll lose my voice even more, and then I won't be able to do the takes at the end of the week. I think I'm gonna have to rest it for a bit, but I just wish there was something I could do to keep improving my vocals. Something that doesn't require me to like scream my head off. And just when I thought all hope was lost, I had an idea to help me improve my vocals that didn't require me to sing. Chris Lipe, I'm in need of your help, dearly.
All right.
For the past 7 days, I've been attempting to learn the world's most extreme vocals, and your video tutorial from YouTube has been a huge help for me. I've been following that along, but I'm still facing some issues, and I think you're the man to tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Okay.
The first thing, and I think this is going to be one that's very common for most people, is how do I get over the embarrassment factor? How do I get over the fear and the nervousness that I feel when I have to make these strange noises?
So I can answer that by telling you a short story of how I got over it. I spent part of my college career in a very small community dorm area that I didn't even have my own bathroom. So we got to know everybody on the floor pretty well, but I, being a music major and doing stuff with my voice, I had to practice. I had to be doing this stuff. And I went around to people on that floor. I knocked on their door. I invited them into the hall. I said, you may be hearing me do some interesting and maybe scary sounds if you're not quite sure what I'm doing. So I'm just telling you now.
I'm not killing people or animals. I'm practicing. And I have to do this for school. And then I started leaving my door open when I was doing recording projects. And I would get a little bit of an audience out there, people outside my door, and they would come just listen to me for a few minutes, this kind of revolving door, passing thing. And it became an opportunity for me to share my journey with people. And that occurrence planted seeds for now what I do on YouTube and why I don't care. I don't care what people think. Fast forward just a little bit, I moved into an apartment with my now wife, and I didn't have that community of the dorm. I just had people living above me and living around me and everything. And I had to do a similar thing. It wasn't quite as cool, but I had to contact my neighbors and say, look, I'm a musician. I record. I do this style of music. Perhaps you've heard some of these artists. I'm going to be respectful, and I'm only going to do this, in the middle of the day.
Yeah. So the takeaway is that you want to try and approach people that may or may not hear you when you're trying to practice and do these things, and just be upfront with them before you even get started, basically.
Yeah. And a big part of that is, of course, transparency and being upfront, but also the willingness to be heard in that state and not care. I've put myself in so many of those situations deliberately, and that helps me perform. It helps me film my YouTube videos because I am okay with people hearing me in that horrible intermediary state. I don't think anybody doing or wanting to do harsh vocals or expand their range or, whatever the thing is whatever the goal is, if you're not willing to have people hear you while you're sounding dumb, you're going to be too afraid, even when you think you've gotten the techniques down, you're going to be too afraid to really commit in a performance or recording environment because you don't want to screw up. By getting that out of the way and just say, I'm going to screw up. I'm going to screw up constantly. It doesn't matter. Even if you're doing a live performance, if you don't care that the audience hears you crack unintentionally, you probably are going to have a much less chance of cracking. It's the psychology of it. So the short answer is stop caring and just do it.
Yeah, I totally.
But the longer
agree.
answer, I think, is more helpful.
At the moment, I'm still experiencing some pain afterwards whenever I'm practicing the screaming techniques. Is that normal, or should I be experiencing no pain?
Great questions. Is it pain or is it heat? Is it discomfort or is it actual pain?
It's an interesting one. I would say it's similar to like a sore throat sensation at the end, But I'm assuming that if you were to go on stage and sing a set for 45 minutes, you'd probably have a sore throat at the end of that, right?
If I'm doing, and I do that for a little while, I don't feel, it's not painful, but it is abrasive. Now, if I do this with my fingernails and I scratch my arm like this for 45 minutes without changing, I probably will have some pain.
Yeah.
Right? Because it is, these techniques, even when done correctly, there is an element of them being engaging. They have the potential to be abrasive. I mean, we're moving air, we're creating resistance. And so you are going to feel sensations, and none of these sounds, you look at Will, you look at Andy, you look at some of these guys that do it and tour regularly and sing, 2-hour sets or whatever. It's not that they don't feel anything, and it's not that they don't have to rest and recover and budget.
So what would you say is the number one thing that people get wrong when they approach extreme vocals?
This is a great question. Lots of people don't like the answer. Ready? The number one thing that people get wrong when they approach extreme vocals is they try to go straight there without learning how to sing first.
Learning how to sing. So not necessarily scream, more actually sing.
No, you should learn how to sing at the same time or first. It should be a pair. Because there's so many things that you learn about how the fundamental things of support and learning how to place your voice dynamically and resonate. All singing or screaming is, at the base level, is moving and manipulating air, right? That's all it is. And we have so many different structures in our bodies that help us treat that air differently to get certain types of sounds. And when you're learning how to screaming and growling and all these different sounds, they shouldn't take as much effort as a lot of people think, which is the same as singing. You should be able to sing and make some of these harsh vocalizations with next to no effort on one level. That doesn't mean that you don't ever get really amped up and make loud, cool sounds. It means that you shouldn't have to introduce all this energy just to get
To achieve it.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, just to achieve it. And when I work with people that are trying to do harsh vocals without having the fundamentals of actual singing, there is so much that they don't know about how to resonate. That's really the key. So learn how to support your voice in the right way. If you learn how to do this stuff with something that's already not abrasive, speaking. Let's get in touch with your speaking voice. Let's go from speaking to musical singing. Let's do that. Let's go on that journey. Once we've gotten to that point, if your goal is to use distorted singing and screaming techniques, then we lay that on top of the foundation.
People want to just jump straight to the end instead of walking the path and building from the beginning. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm guilty of it. Chris. You know, I'm just I just wanted to create some music. I wanted to achieve the sound that I love, and I jumped straight into it. And I could feel things went right. It makes so much sense. It's like learning any skill. You have to start from the beginning and build yourself up. Yeah. Chris, that this has been absolutely fantastic. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Good luck and keep me posted.
The day is finally upon us. It's finally time to get some scream vocals down. Even if it's just by a small margin, I think I've gained a little bit of control. The past couple of days I've just been kind of speaking, doing no vocal exercises, so I feel quite rested now. By the time this video comes out, the song will also be out, so I'll leave a link in the description below to the song if you want to check it out. But let's get into it.
Will we be okay?